Hi everyone, my name is Collette Mitrega. Welcome to Colette's Temporary Thermi Kitchen. Tonight we are making a barbecue sauce. It's a beautiful sauce that I choose to make in my Thermomix. It's absolutely delicious and it's perfect when you reduce it a little bit to actually spread on those pizzas that we'll be making this week. Now, quite often people say, well, why would you bother? Just go and buy barbecue sauce. But I want to tell you why, and this is one of the things I love about my Thermomix. It enables me to control what I'm eating. So I went out and got one of these the other day just to kind of show you what the comparisons were. Now, let's face it, this tastes really good, and I'm sure that in the majority of your fridges, this will be in your fridge. Come on, give me an indicator. Is this in your fridge at home? Not too expensive, well, a little bit expensive, but what I want to do is the way you read labels, and they make it so confusing. At the back, you look at the serving suggestion first of all. So the serving size here is 15 mils, and it's in really small writing, so I definitely need my glasses. 15 mils, that's the size of an American tablespoon, slightly smaller than our tablespoons. Now, if I go down and look at the sugar content, it's saying 6.9. That is so scary. So what you do is you divide that 6.9, let's say 7, divide that by 4. What's that, Andrew? 7 divided by 4, about
1.7.
1.7, wow, okay. So it's telling me that that is, for that tablespoon of sauce, 3/4 of that is sugar. That is crazy. That's why I choose to actually make it in the Thermomix. In my whole bottle, which will be more than this, I'm actually going to use about 70 grams of sugar. And of course you can up it and lower it, but I wouldn't lower it too much because barbecue sauce traditionally is a sweet sauce. But it's a fraction of what you would get in that sauce there. And also you can tweak it. You can increase the spiciness and the piquancy of it, etc. So all I'm going to do first up, start off with an onion. And I'm going to chop my onions quartered, and I'm going to put that in. Now please don't worry too much about the measurements, because I will put a recipe card up with all the details of what you need to make this sauce, and that will go up and be on my Facebook page first thing tomorrow morning. Now I run out of garlic, so I'm just going to put in here a heaped teaspoon of processed or other garlic. That over there. And basically what I'm going to do is just chop all these together. So I'm going to go for, you all know this, 3 seconds, speed 5, and our onions done. Isn't that great? No tears? Alright, so just have a little peeky in there in case you haven't seen how amazing the Thermomix is at chopping. Of course, if you want it chopped finer, you can, but we're going to cook these out and they're going to basically disintegrate into nothing. Okay, so that's gone down there. Now, to that, I'm going to add everything else basically. Now, normally I would add to this a 400 gram tin of crushed or chopped tomatoes. I'm just going to do tomato puree tonight because that's all I have in my cupboard, and that will be fine. And then to that, I'm going to add my other ingredients. So I've got some brown sugar going in here. That's going to give it a lovely kind of caramel flavour. I've got some Worcestershire sauce. So you probably want about 2 big tablespoons. Andrew would say more.
I love that.
Of Worcester sauce, and the same for your molasses. I've tried making this without the molasses, and this really does make a big difference. So just measuring that in, and I'll put the measurements up for you if you don't want to kind of add a little bit as I do. Mustard, we want a nice teaspoon of mustard going in there. This is the Dijon mustard, we like it, so we're going to put a little bit more. And then we go to our vinegars. Now I love balsamic vinegar, and I love the richness that it gives this sauce, but you could just choose to use about 80 grams or, of apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to bring up my scales because I do want to measure this, and yeah, the scales are brought up. So basically I'm going to pour in the remainder of my apple cider vinegar. Definitely need to go shopping. Okay, And so I'm looking for about 80 grams of vinegar in total. I like to do about 20 grams of the balsamic. Just makes it so yummy and rich. And then I'm going to raid my flavour station and see what other vinegars I've got. That will be fine. Just got a nice white wine vinegar here. So if I can get hung up, apple cider vinegar is a great one. That's usually my standby. So I'm going to bring that up to about the 80 mark. That'll be fine. All right, what else do we have to add? A couple of tablespoons of tomato paste. So it has got a lot of ingredients, but they're all your basic store-cupboard ingredients, which are great. Apple cider vinegar is going in, and of course we need a nice sprinkling of pepper and some paprika. The smoky paprika is really important, and I want about 2 tablespoons of this going in here. Okay, that's looking good. I don't think I've missed anything off. Just some salt. Let's put some salt in. Remember, salt before, during, and after your cook. Let me just check everything's gone in. Yep. All right, now I'm just going to mix this together, and then I'm just going to do an initial taste just to check that balance. So coming off, so a mix. We're going to go for just about 3 seconds at speed 4. Okay, so let's have a little taste. The clean spoon to taste. Can you see the colour of that? Oh my god, that's exactly the colour you want for your barbecue sauce. I think that's spot on actually. Do you want a little cold taste, Andy? Or
Sure.
you want to do hot? Now of course those flavours will mellow out and really develop and go strong, but you can get the essence of that sauce there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get the smokiness, you get the sweetness. I think a little bit more vinegar. That should be fine. All right, so now we're going to cook that out. And to cook that out, I want to go for about 25 minutes. You get the back of your throat. Mm-hmm. 100 degrees. And that's going to go at speed 2. 1.5 will be fine. So that's going to cook out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check it, adjust the seasoning again if necessary, and then I'm going to take the measuring cup off, put the basket on, and then reduce it and thicken that up for about 14 minutes, Varoma temperature and speed 1. And that will give you an amazing barbecue sauce. You'll probably get at least 1.5 bottles, and it's just going to be lovely, and it will keep in your fridge for quite a few weeks, actually probably a few months I think, and it will be lovely. So watch out for that recipe card, that will all be there for you. Right, so what I'm going to do now is very quickly make myself another pizza. I'm just going to move this over here. Now I will repost for you because I have done this already. I really need my bigger kitchen, Andy.
Turn that over.
I'm going to post for you my tomato sauce recipe. It's darn good, really good. I recommend it. And I know lots of you have made it already, and you've told me you love it just as much as me. And what I'm going to do is I am going to repost that recipe card for you, so you've all got it. So I'm just going to very quickly get another pizza on the go. So lots of semolina down. Now just a little word, Andrew, can you just zoom in on that semolina? Can you see how fine that semolina is? You can actually get, that semolina is just like a flour. You can get coarse semolina, and that's not the one that we want. So look at my beautiful pizza dough, that is amazing. So lots of flour with this one. This is the Neapolitan style pizza dough. It's actually made with semolina and 00 flour. So remember from that YouTube tutorial that I did, All I want to do now is to get this shaped, and I don't want to really get rid of all of those bubbles. I want to make sure that I'm keeping that. I'm just giving it a little turn. So I'm just doing a traditional kind of Neapolitan pizza, and this is the recipe actually from the actual Varoma cookbook recipe that came. Have any of you tried it? I did find the dough a little bit wet, so I did end up using more flour. Okay, that's fine. And remember, a Neapolitan pizza is basically one that is thinner, so it is a kind of a thin, crusty pizza. So that's absolutely fine. Happy with that guy. Right, so that's good. Let's quickly dress him up with some of my tomato sauce. We don't want lots of this, remember? Let's get this all nice and down. It's there for taste, obviously. Some people love to put a layer of olive oil on their pizza, and they do that basically to stop the sauce soaking in. So that's definitely something you can do. On with my cheese. That's all I'm having on mine tonight. A bit of cheese, a little bit of tomato sauce. Because remember, the other night I ruined my pizza. I'm a bit nervous tonight, actually. Okay, that will be fine.
What sort of cheese is that?
So this is just good old mozzarella. If you like that really strong tasting cheese, you could quite happily add a little bit extra parmesan, which doesn't really melt, but it certainly gives you that hit of flavour, or a nice tasty cheese. So just tearing some of these. Yeah. I think I'll turn into a little pizza. We've had so many, we're just loving them. So later this week I've got some great little salami pizza balls, which I'll be showing you. They're absolutely gorgeous. That's fine, happy with that. So let's flour the board. So all over, get that flour. Okay, we want this to come off nicely, so paying particular attention to that end. On with this. Okay, let's go out. Come on, pizza! Yay! Alright, and then we're going to launch it.
Just take the temperature.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. It's not quite up to temperature yet, is it? Okay. We're just going to reach up. So that was one of the other mistakes that I made last night, is that I didn't check the temperature. It was only at about 200 plus 225, so there was a whole number of things that went wrong. So, you know, sometimes when you do live, you just go, there's just so much happening. But anyhow, so it's creeping up nice and quickly for me, which is awesome. So the pizzas that we've been making have been amazing, and I just love how the Thermomix helps us along with this amazing family meal that is loved by everybody. How are we going now? Got your glasses on?
I can see. Not just yet.
Not just yet? Okay.
Close enough.
Close enough. Alright, so many of you have actually ordered pizzas, which has been fantastic. So launch. What a difference the semolina on the paddle makes.
They haven't ordered pizzas, they've ordered pizza ovens.
Pizza ovens. So many of you have ordered pizza ovens and are enjoying them. I think I'm up to about, 30 odd people that have purchased them, which is fantastic. And yeah, we're having tons of fun, and I'm looking at all those beautiful pictures. So it's still a little bit low. It's not even at 350. Should I put that door on, Andrew?
No.
No? Okay. So hopefully we'll get a nice little bit of rise in the dough of this Neapolitan pizza.
You can see it's cooking on the left-hand side.
Yep. Excellent. Now, if you do mess up your stone, your pizza stone is not going to stay beautiful and clean. It's going to get messy. So just live with that. If you do need to really scrub it down because you've had a bit of a disaster, the best thing that I found is let it go cold, and then I'm just going to put this in. Turn. Let it go cold, and then pop it into your sink and get your mix shop bench spray then scrape it and scrape it down. It all comes off beautifully, and then just give it a real good scrub with your European scrubby, and it comes up great. So it doesn't matter what colour it is, it's all looking good. This pizza's looking fabulous.
Oh, it smells so good, isn't it?
And what is it? Just tomatoes, cheese, and a bit of basil.
Oh, I can smell that.
I think I've got a nice cold beer in the fridge to have with us. Yay, it's Sunday.
Beer and pizza.
Oh,
What a great
and
combination.
It's a lovely evening. Can you hear the birds? It's really actually, the wildlife out here is beautiful. Except we do get some cane toads. Do you get cane toads where you are? Oh my goodness. I'm really nervous going out at night with Max, our little noodle. You know, because he doesn't want to get near a cane toad, that's for sure. This is looking amazing.
We had a possum jump onto our balcony here the other day.
No.
Scared the shit out of me.
Actually, we never have wildlife like this. The birds, when you're in an apartment on the 18th floor, you don't hear any of this. Okay, maybe just a little more firm on that side. So I do love using semolina flour in my pizzas. So this Neapolitan, it's the one in the Varoma cookbook. It's got the semolina flour in, and it just gives it a lovely taste. It's just lovely. And I did shape this pizza dough, made the pizza bowl before I rose it. And please make sure that once you've shaped your beautiful dough ball, just get some olive oil on your hand and rub it all over, and then put some cling film on top, and then leave it in a lovely warm place, or pop it in the fridge overnight. So what do you reckon, Andy? Just one more, just this side.
So in answer to your question, Tony, we're running our pizza oven off this 9 kilogram LPG bottle. You can get smaller ones, you can get a 4 kilogram gas bottle.
That'd be good if you take it camping or caravanning. So later in the week, I am going to be, well, later on, it might not be this week, but we'll go into potatoes. So doing things like potato bakes, you can do jacket potatoes, you can do your roast veggies. There's so much you can do in this little guy. So it's not just pizzas, but I think mainly pizzas, because I love the pizzas. Okay, what do you reckon? Yeah, I think that's good, Andrew.
Oh, look at that.
Beautiful, beautiful pizza. Remember the semolina, guys, is critical on your launch pads. All right, so let's pop that down. That goes off. And just going to cut a nice slice. Just, I think, check the bottom. Oh, yes, nice. So hot. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Okay, so just cut up a nice slice of this pizza. It's going to be hot for me to try. Oh, very hot. Oh my gosh.
Is that your happy dance?
It's my happy dance. Do lots of happy dances around food. It's beautiful. Mm. Mm. I'm going to get my beer now. So a beautiful barbecue sauce, have that on the ready. Make sure you've got some pizza balls that you've already made in the freezer. So if you want them in the evening, you can just take them out. But I do like to make them fresh the day before. And make sure you have a cold beer in the fridge as well. Thank you, everyone. I will see you another time. Actually, before I go, I've just put a link up to my newsletter. And if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, please click on the link and then just enter the details. And that way you'll get my newsletter, which comes out generally on a Monday morning every week. And in that newsletter, you'll get a full week's meal plan every week, and as long as a quick snapshot of all the updates from Thermomix and some tips as well. So if you want that dropping into your email each week, please subscribe. Thank you, everyone. See you again soon. Have a beautiful Sunday evening. Bye for now. And Andrew?
And bye for me. Just a quick answer to the question Mary raised. Is it okay for the pizza oven to live outside? Ours has been living here now for a couple of weeks, and that's only because we've been eating pizza or making pizzas every day. But when it cools down, I've got an old barbecue cover that I just throw over it just to protect it from any rain.
Yeah, we didn't get the free cover, did we? Didn't get the free cover.
All right. Say bye-bye.
Bye. Yum.